After coaching dog owners for over 20 years, I need you to know that your dog's barking, pulling, and reactivities are not the real problems. Most of my clients used to spend months, sometimes even years, trying to stop a specific behavior, and yet the behavior keeps coming back. Why is that? Because they were treating the symptom, not the cause. So in this video, I'm going to break down 3 of the most common dog behavior problems that I see and show you what is really causing them and what you can do instead if you want better results. So let's get started. Have you ever noticed that your dog listens perfectly at home but suddenly forgets everything outside? If that's so, it's not because your dog is stubborn, and it's not because they need more or better treats or more obedience training. The real reason might surprise you. Most dog owners become frustrated because after taking, for example, training classes, the dog still ignores them. And that's because you have worked on the technical part and not the relationship. Without the proper relationship, the results that you get will weaken and the communication becomes kind of meaningless. The real issue is engagement that many dog owners don't focus on. You're not as engaging as, let's say, the environment is. Outside, your dog finds the environment more rewarding, unfortunately, than you. The smells, the dogs, the squirrels, the excitement, you're competing with them all at the same time. And more likely, you lose all the time. My solution is, instead of trying to force obedience, start building engagement. Spend little time interacting with your dog through play and praise. Create those positive experiences together. Become more relevant than the environment. Because when your dog values the relationship, listening becomes natural. Just like my student VK and her dog Sophie, where she says now, after working with me for a few months, now she's actually seeking me out instead of running away, and we both listen to each other. That's great results. That's what you want. And that brings us to another common problem. Why your dog pulls on the leash. Most people think leash pulling is a walking problem. I don't. I think it's a communication problem. Let me explain. Many dogs pull because they've learned that pulling works. Pulling gets them closer to the smells, people, dogs, interesting things, basically whatever it's distracting your dog. Every successful pull reinforces the behavior. And over time, the dog learns, why stay with my boring owner when I can drag them to where I want to go? But there's something deeper happening here. A dog that constantly pulls is often disconnected from their owner. They're focused on everything else but you. The leash also has become just a negative tool that you hate to use it, and also your dog is not a big fan of it either. So my solution is I focus on building connection before I do any correction. The goal here is not to force a dog in a perfect heel. The goal is creating the dog that wants to stay connected with me. When the relationship improves, the pulling often starts improving too, because now the dog sees value in paying attention to you, not just the environment. Just like another student of mine, Zoe, and her dog Lena, that after working with me for a while and they started building a deeper connection together, she was telling me that this morning, as we saw one of her play buddies approach, I was very firm and clear in telling her to stay. To my great surprise, she sat beside me and waited for them to get close. And that is a great feeling when you have a successful situation like that. Once you figure that out and once you have developed and built that connection and relationship that your dog starts listening to you without using any force or treats or anything like that, that itself is priceless. And that leads directly to one of the biggest behavioral problems of all. Why your dog is reactive and aggressive, basically. Reactivity is one of the most misunderstood behaviors in dog training. Most people think that their dog is trying to be dominant or aggressive or stubborn. In many cases, they're wrong. Reactive dogs are often overwhelmed and overstressed. They don't know how to handle what they're feeling. So they bark, lunge, growl, explode, not because they're bad dogs, but because they're struggling. Many owners accidentally make the situation worse too. They, for example, tighten the leash. They become more nervous, start using aversive tools such as shock collars or prong collars, and rely on treats during every encounter, every situation. They try to feed the dog treats and food, but the dog never learns to relax and how to genuinely cope with the situation. So they simply learn how to survive it. So my solution here is simple. My focus is helping dogs become calmer, more confident, and more connected to me, to their owner. I want the owner to become a source of guidance, a guide. Because when a dog trusts you and your leadership and feels connected to you, they don't have to handle every situation alone. And that changes everything. Just like another student of mine, Wanda Hudson, she said, my younger beagle Levi is progressively becoming less reactive as I continue to use the methods Sorrow teaches. So she talks about methods. There are certain things that you have to learn, certain things that you have to start doing, certain things that you have to stop doing. And once you figure those out, basically the reactivity goes away as well. So if there is one thing I hope you take away from this video is this. Most behavioral problems aren't actually obedience problems. They're relationship problems, communication problems, engagement problems, or mainly unmet needs of your dog's problems. When you focus only on stopping the behavior, you often miss what's causing it. But when you focus on building trust, communication, connection, and clear guidance, many of those behaviors start improving naturally. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these three problems are you currently struggling with? Let me know in the comments below. And if you need help putting all these together and creating a calmer, more enjoyable life with your dog, click the link below and apply to work with me. As a dog owner, I'm sure you're making the following 5 mistakes. So let's fix them all now, and I'll see you in the next video.